Hey, it's Rabbit. The day before yesterday, me and my sister got our doll bodies from Alice Collections. She had ordered a doll family 65 centimeter, and I had ordered a Guudoll body for my Supia Zion head. And I just wanted to let you guys know that those were both excellent matches. Hers was for a polka doll Nangang Yu head, and yeah, mine was for the Zion. So they fit really well on the bodies, and the resin matches were awesome. So the Nangang Yu was a little older, so it was kind of a yellowy tone. It's not the newer polka doll pink looking, so it went really well with the normal yellow tone from Doll Family. Anyway, I have my doll with me here, and I'm going to do a short kind of review of the body. A little disclaimer, he is like buck naked, so if you have a problem with dolls that are anatomically correct and are naked, click away because it's going to show a little. So you can see in this video even that his resin down here matches the resin of his face perfectly. He's kind of a pale resin, but he has a slight pink hue to him. So if you're looking for a body for a sepia, normal skin, or any other doll that's got that really light normal skin with a slight pink tone, this would probably be a good match. I'm actually really impressed with this body. It's double jointed in the arms and the legs down here. And then it has a joint here and here. And then it has these joints at the hips too. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how he moves and stuff. This head also gets a lot of mobility. It doesn't click around. Some of them, when you bend their heads down, they snap back into place, and he doesn't do that, so it's cool. This joint is not real stiff, but he gets to, that's a pretty good lean forward. I would say that's a pretty excellent hunch. I like it when my dolls can hunch because when they're sitting and stuff, it just looks a lot more natural. You get a lot more variety of positions. And then to add to that, his little hip joint, you kind of have to pull it up a little bit, but it leans forward that much more. So to me, that's pretty impressive, and he holds that pose really nicely. He was strung perfectly when I got him, so I didn't have to restring him or anything. He's a little bit creaky, but that's pretty normal. His arms get a pretty good range of movement. His wrists also, he holds like that or all the way back like that. He's got kind of a separate little piece in here. It's like almost like on a ball. I can't really pull it out because it is pretty tight. But it's got this separate little ball in here, and then it's got a little hook in like inside the resin there. It's got a little loop. Which I don't want to string too much because if I pull that out, I'll have to re-drill it. But yeah, his arms get a lot of good movement. He holds positions without, he's not sueded or hot glue sueded or any of that, or wired or nothing. The main reason I got this body is I really like the aesthetic of it, for his character and stuff. He doesn't have a lot of muscle tone. He's short. His body's about, I haven't really measured it, but it's supposed to be about 60 centimeters. Anyway, his hip joints, I'll show you those. They have this little guy right here. This can be kind of tricky when he has pants on, because when you go to sit him, sometimes it wants to do this instead of this. So, and it does. It has, like, in the back, it has a lock right here. So when you go to straighten his leg back out, you'll have to pull it and then slide it back into the socket. So it's a little bit tricky, especially when you can't see what you're doing. But, he sits really well, stands really well, so I'm pretty impressed. I'm going to move his arm right here a second. This one, if you pull it out, back so you can see him, you can actually put his leg all the way up like that, which you can see it's got a lock right there too, which is nice if they're not wearing any clothes, but when they're wearing clothes, you can't really achieve this pose very well, so I kind of find it pointless. But, I mean, he's not going to be wearing a skirt, so he's not going to be posed like this. In the pants, it puts too much strain, and then his butt is just totally hanging out of his pants. So, but he does do that in case anybody's interested in that pose. And his knees also have double joints. They're very clean from the front. He has this really pretty knee. And then from the back, you can actually see the joint here. And it bends really nicely. And it bends all the way back up to his butt, which is really nice. His ankle joints, he has that like little extra piece in here too, so he gets a lot of movement this way, a little bit that way, but the side to side is pretty decent too. I'll show you his little feeties. He has his features aren't super mature, but they're not like a little kid either. His hands aren't like really chubby. They're just kind of like a young guy. So if you're looking for a shorter sculpt that's not quite so childlike looking, but isn't totally muscular either, this is a really nice one. The resin has a really nice texture to it. It's not that shiny stuff from a lot of the Chinese brands. Some of them are like, they just look like they're glossed practically, and I can't stand that because nobody's skin looks like that. So it's nice that this has a really matte finish to it. The texture is really smooth, and oh, now that I mentioned it, I don't actually see any seam lines. Not even at his neck. That I didn't notice before, which is really, really impressive. This body cost $299, so it's like $300 on Alice Collections. I recommend buying it from them because their customer service is awesome. When they sent, it was kind of funny because I thought when they sent the dolls that they were going to put them in 2 boxes side by side, and it was going to be this massive box, and they actually put one box inside of the other and then put the 2 dolls on top of each other. So when I got it, it only looked like one doll box, which was kind of startling at first, but then I picked it up and I was like, oh my gosh, this is way too heavy to be one doll. So they kind of cut shipping costs there, but nothing was damaged from putting them on top of me. They were just wrapped really well. And, yeah, so if I have any other doll bodies, I'll probably look for them there first, just because I really like that company. And like I said, I highly recommend them. Anyway, I hope this was helpful for people that are more interested in this body. I know that this company isn't very popular. I don't think they make a whole lot of dolls, but I had never heard of them before. So it'll be interesting for people that are looking to do hybrids and whatever, or just interested in the quality of the dolls. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess that's about it. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.